Calgary Flames are caught in a rut right now, and certain factors are being noticed as to why the Flames are playing horribly as of late. But management is trying to make things happen by making a move that could prove extremely beneficial if history repeats itself. Plus, the Flames have an extra special game tonight with a couple things to celebrate. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and let's talk about this move where we saw someone go up and someone go down, and it won't really come as a surprise to many, but certain parts of this are a little bit surprising. So let's hop straight in and talk about this transaction that the Flames made actually yesterday. So the Flames have recalled forward Matt Coronato from the Wranglers and assigned forward Sam Honzek to the AHL. So a lot to unpack here because it's obviously a very good player going down, but it's also a very good player coming back up. And Matt Coronato recently was sent back down to the Wranglers, played one game, played outstanding, got a couple goals, and already has been recalled once again. And Sam Honzek, he played amazing in the preseason, in training camp, was absolutely ridiculous. Amazingly made the team out of camp and was fantastic. Obviously played a couple games, then got hurt in that game against Chicago, missed a lot of time, finally came back, but is now being sent back down. Is this a chemistry issue? I'm not too sure. It just doesn't quite seem like he's recreated that magic that he had going on in the preseason, but it is obviously tough for a younger guy, especially when you're not getting many minutes. And look, maybe to protect him and try and get him to develop a little bit more, it's not a bad thing to make this kind of, in a way, sneaky good move of sending him back down. But the real sneaky good part is bringing back up, trying to recreate what happened last year. So Matt Coronato was actually the man who was sent down. And if we take a look at this, 12 months ago, the Flames turned around their season after a tough October by sending Coronato to the AHL and calling up Pospisil and Zary. So if history repeats itself here, it could be the other way around, where Honzek after October is the guy who goes down. Coronato comes up, and then instantly, boom, it clicks. He's good. He's ready to play for the rest of the season. That's what we would love to see, because Coronato definitely deserves it. And there will most likely be some more shakeups happening in the near future with the Flames forward group. Obviously, Kirkland is still up. We saw Klapka go down, but maybe Klapka will come back up at a certain point. And a lot of people, I don't know about Kevin Rooney. A lot of people want to see him maybe sit out some games. So a lot to see here, but this move could be really good, both for Honzek's development down in the A, but hopefully this time Coronato gets a better opportunity. Give him some, actual minutes in the power play. Give him some actual minutes 5-on-5. I think it would really benefit him. Again, it wasn't the worst thing for him to be down in the AHL. Regaining that confidence, playing really well. Of course he did that. And the Wranglers, we got to talk about them for a second. They're on a 9-game win streak right now. And yes, they've only played 10 games, which means they are 9-1. As it stands of right now, they are top of the standings of the AHL. They have played quite a few more games than I think pretty much every single team. But either way, still a 9-game win streak is ridiculous. Coronato's been great. So many players have been great. So many players are making a case to come up at some point this season. I think a lot of people, maybe it's not the best thing to say, but maybe you're hoping there are some injuries here and there. And I'm talking about in order to get an opportunity. But either way, a very good move here, and hopefully it does pan out like it did last year. We, of course, wish Coronato the best of luck. But let's get into one of these kind of issues that is part of the reason why the Flames suck lately, and it is the Faceoff Woes. A lot of people don't think that faceoffs really matter in terms of how a game actually ends up, and that's kind of true. So all Flames have Faceoff Woes. The Flames have sucked in the faceoff circle this season. At a faceoff percentage of 44.4%. Wow, isn't that beautiful? The Flames are a bottom 3 team in the faceoff circle so far in 2024-25. The 2 teams lower than them are the Florida Panthers, one of the best teams in the league, and the Anaheim Ducks, a team that's, exactly who we thought they'd be, with face-off percentages of 44.3% and 41.3% respectively. So terrible percentages all over the board, but the Flames are a bottom 3 team when it comes to this, not doing too well. And this is the article. I should have said this first. This is the button I meant to press. Big fingers over here, Halloween candy going through my veins. But either way, this is the article. It comes from James Johnson, and he writes, the Calgary Flames are getting dominated in the face-off circles so far in 2024-25. So all credit due to him for this chapter of this video. But here are the totals of all 5 centermen so far in terms of their face-off percentage. So top to bottom, we got Nazem Kadri, 47.3%, which obviously you want to be around 50%. Higher is better. And you'd expect a savvy vet like Kadri to be able to win more faceoffs than lose. So it's still not where he wants to be for sure, but not terrible in terms of, the mean for the entire league. Still not great. You want to be closer to 50%, but 47.3% for Cods. Michael Backlund, 45.8%. For as long as he has played center in this league, I mean, he's at 1,000 games. I know not all of them are exactly the same, but either way, 45.8% is not great at all for a guy who has been around the league a lot. You'd expect him to know kind of the tips and tricks and get away with certain things that a lot of young guys maybe don't know yet or can't quite get away with, so it's still not great. Justin Kirkland, 44.2%, kind of where you'd expect, a first few games in the NHL guy to be, but you'd still want it to be higher for someone who is a center. Martin Pospisil, who everyone was hyping up to be a center, including myself, 38.7%. That is atrocious. And pretty much the number one man on everyone's hit list in terms of Flames fans right now, Kevin Rooney, 37.5%. That is atrocious. That is woeful for a guy who really is a center and is on this team because he's a center. So some guys really need to step it up there. We've seen Martin Pospisil shift back to the wing over the last few games. His faceoff percentage is certainly a factor in that decision. So if you're wondering why the lines were kind of switched around a little bit, that is obviously part of the reason. A lack of right-handed centermen could factor into this major face-off woe as well. It's no wonder the team is browsing the trade market for a center with a preference for a right shot. With every one of your centers being a left shot, you're at a disadvantage. Opposing teams can line up on the left side of their defensive end with their right shot, and the Flames have no counter. So that's part of the reason why these percentages are so terrible. Going forward, the Flames could try some new options at center. They shifted Sharangovich between Huberdeau and Kuzmenko in the last game. Did it work out? Not really, but I mean, hey, maybe they won some more faceoffs. They haven't tried Connor Zary at center yet this year either, which is very interesting because a lot of people thought he would be. He looked great next to Huberdeau to finish last year, and he really, really did. I don't know why they haven't tried that yet. With all the different combinations Ryan Huska has gone for in the past few games, now that the Flames are the team most people thought they would be, I'm surprised that hasn't, been one of the things yet. And we'll see, of course, heading into tonight's game, which will be, of course, the next chapter of this video. And it's actually a very special one for 2 reasons. Now, the first reason is, of course, because they will be celebrating Michael Backlund and his 1,000 games. It will be his 1,001st game because obviously number 1,000 was against Utah, and we don't need to go over that. But he will be getting that silver stick ceremony tonight in front of the home crowd, which should be outstanding. I think I've been to one silver stick ceremony in my life in person, and I'm pretty sure it was Ole Jokinen. Man, remember that guy? Big Mac McDonald's, miss him a lot. But either way, it should be a great one as the Flames host New Jersey. And what, of course, does that mean? Well, it means it is the return of Jacob Markstrom. So games of the day from the NHL themselves. They say New Jersey at Calgary Flames, which goes at 7 p.m. tonight, Mountain Time. So Jacob Markstrom will have some momentum when he returns to Calgary on Friday for the first time since being traded to the Devils. The 34-year-old who was acquired from the Flames for a first-round pick in the 2025 NHL draft, and defenseman Kevin Ball. Sorry, he was acquired for that. I think that's what I said. But either way, is coming off a 20-save shutout in a 6-0 victory against the Vancouver Canucks on Wednesday, which is another former team of his. You can see his stats there. He spent the previous 4 seasons with the Flames and was 105, 78, and 25 with a 263 goals against average and a 907 save percentage in 213 games. And we know the Devils are hot. It continues to say that. It speaks more about the Devils than us. But we know that Calgary also isn't exactly hot. So Obviously, the Devils might be the favored team tonight, but it should be great to welcome Jacob Markstrom back to the Dome. I can't imagine there will be much booing. It's not like he left us in a terrible way. Sure, he voiced some displeasure at times, but it wasn't the normal, oh, I hate the city, get me out of this organization. It was just like, okay, what are you guys doing with these trade rumors? You're throwing our names in the mud. What's going on here kind of thing. But I think he's very loved in the city. Obviously not every performance was a good one, but that's okay. We will remember him for the good times, and I think he'll get a nice standing O, and I'm sure he will get that video tribute, so it should be very fun to welcome him back to the Dome, and of course celebrate Michael Backlund's 1,000 games at the Dome as well. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do, and it comes from yesterday's Halloween special video, and it comes from this user right here, Jamie, and Jamie says, the face-off wins is brutal. There you go. I couldn't agree more, and of course that's what's being spoken about in this video, but there are a lot of issues. Juggling the lines as much as Huska is doing is brutal. Breaking out of the zone is brutal. Zone entry is brutal. This guy loves the word brutal. These are all things that need to be worked on drastically, and if that improves, we may see more wins. If not, at least they will be competing as a young team, learning the ropes of the NHL. Come on, Huska. It actually goes on. This is a much longer comment, but I just wanted that top bit for you there, Jamie. But either way, it goes on to say some very true things, and sometimes the truth hurts, and that's just how it is in a losing streak right now. Hopefully it isn't the losing streak that defines this team. It's more the way they get out of the losing streak. But of course, we will just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like we saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.